Hey Jeremy, limit information is pretty simple when you actually, know how to do it. The only reason we're going to want to use it is so that if you're passing your rig on to somebody else, they wouldn't be able to do unnatural movement, or if you were, creating it with a mesh that cannot function a certain way or it breaks or does something, then you would add limit information. Generally, if you're working on a project by yourself, it just might make it more convenient, but it's not necessary to have. But all we're going to do is click on the elbow joint because that's what we want to limit. And then I'm going to look in my attribute editor, and you've got it already set up here. It's in the rotate and the limit information. And then, sometimes it's hard to tell which direction we're talking about or which way we want to move it. But basically, we're just saying how far do you want to be able to rotate it inward and how far outward. Basically, we want to limit the outward rotation. We don't want it to be able to bend backwards. That's just painful. So I would say pretty much at the T-pose, that's where I want to limit my information. So you can always look at the channel box. I'm rotating in Y for this, so I can get it. I'm just going to hit undo to go back to the T-pose. So in Y, that's 0. So you want to set a 0 and a negative. You can set however far you want. Let's say 135, because I'm just looking here. So negative 135 to 0. So I can go into my attribute editor, and I'm going to turn in my limits of Y. I already forget, I think I said negative 135. So we'll just type in 135. Then I want my max to be 0. Okay, and just by putting that in, if I click on that elbow, you'll see I can rotate it, but then it stops. It's unable to continue onward, and I cannot drag it backward. So that's all it is, and so you can do that for each elbow and knee. Let me know if you have any other questions.